the whoop whoop and the boop boop
boop. You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
So why even bother?
Aunties and guys, sweet old auntie. Aunties and guys. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Can you hear me now? Hi, everybody. This is Auntie. Let me start over. Thank you, Raydella. And I'm here to do my review of Love Without Borders, Season 1, Episode 10, Crashes and Commitments. I was just thanking everybody for being here, thanking my subscribers and my nieces and my nephews for being with me for the long haul. And I was thanking all of those who are new to the channel. I was doing all of that, honey. I had gotten to the point where I was rating the show. If I had to rate this episode, I probably will rate this episode probably a D. Let me know down in the description box what you would rate this episode of Love Without Borders. Of course, we know that this was the season finale, and I don't think that many of us were surprised with the outcome of what happened with several of these couples, but we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to be out of here. We're going to be out of here. And I want to make sure before I begin, and I know people hate to prolong it, but I wanted to make sure that all of my members turn on your notifications so that you are available for a little surprise y'all gonna get. Okay, so make sure your notifications on if you are a member of Auntie's Advice. So y'all, these couples, I'm kind of glad this show is over. If it comes back on, I will not be reviewing it. I'm always going to try something once when you all ask me, and several people ask me to review this show, and I agree to do that. Don't know if it comes back on if I'm gonna do it, because I just didn't think that it was that great of a show. The first person I want to talk about is Shara, whatever his name is. And Gabby. Of course, we all know that she was a swap out from Girlene, who was sent home early because she was, not attracted to him and was argumentative the whole entire time that the two of them were together. And so they brought Gabby or Gabrielle onto the scene. For some reason, I was trying to look her up the other day because I believe that she's an actress or I've seen her somewhere before. I could not put my finger on it, but I really, oh my God, y'all done gave it F's and D minuses. I'm over on the comment section and y'all have given it complete F's and D minuses. Oh my goodness. Somebody said that the matchmaker couldn't match socks. Oh my goodness. Jeez. But for some reason, I feel like I've seen Gabrielle before. I was just trying to Google her, and I'm not a good Googler, right? And so I wasn't able to pull up any information on her. I don't know if I started off with the wrong information or not, but I am determined to find out who this girl is and where I've seen her before, because I actually believe that she was somebody that they just brought on to the scene and everything. But anyway, she was really getting to know him. It seemed like the two of them are clicking, and she told him that she had to leave early because she had to go to a wedding. And she was the best man in the wedding. I think it was her brother's. And of course, she was like, kind of up in the air about whether or not she was going to stay with him. At the end, she did not. They said that the two of them are having, are staying in contact, and she plans to go back to visit him, but there was no match made. And we saw that he was really into her and really enjoyed her smile and her company, and enjoyed being lighthearted with her. But there was just, I don't think that it was the same on her part. I think that she liked him and thought he was a good guy. But as far as making a love connection with him, it was just a no. And he said that he has given up his apartment and moved back in with his parents, and that love is something that he's going to put on the back burner while he tries to figure out his whole entire life. And I'm just like, okay, just do it. Last episode 10, I did not cover, but this particular couple ended up breaking up. And because Mael was just tired of Aaron's bullcrap. He was like, "It's no need for us to pretend anymore. You're not attracted to me, and it's no longer something I want to fight for." And I don't blame him, because Aaron played around with him the whole entire time. He knew that he wasn't interested in him. He said he felt like, being intimate with him was something that was forced on him, although he did it several times. And he just wasn't interested in Mael, I don't think, from the beginning. Again, I think that he had multiple problems. Number one, I don't think that he was attracted to him. I don't think that he liked the area that he was living in. He just point blank did not make a connection with him. But to drag him on the way that he did, I thought was just completely and totally unfair. And I'm just glad it was over. Philip and Carmen, like, are we serious here? She said some things about Philip that I found to be very true. He is, in my opinion, absolutely immature. The two of them sat down with one another, and because the last episode they went out and they were supposed to be having this romantic date at the waterfall. He came with flowers and all of that. He had claimed that he wasn't going to drink. He was drinking. He claimed that, he really wanted to be serious about her. He went there and, of course, made a connection with somebody to do the studio work and all that. When he was out there really basically to find love. Carmen, I thought, was not really serious about this until this last episode. She had mentioned multiple times that he wasn't physically assertive. like not trying to kiss her, not trying to touch her, not trying to make any kind of connection with her. And so when it came down to the end of it, and he was trying to, I guess, make good on some promises or whatever, she was done. She said that, she wasn't feeling him like that. She had put him in the friend zone because actually he put himself in the friend zone. He never did anything to make her feel like she was attractive to him. Every time she tried to have a simple conversation with him, he wanted to argue. She said she's a communicator. And I think he was trying to make it seem like that she was this girl who was kind of loose and, into the club scene like that. But in episode 8, we saw that she shut that down. And so now, it's time for him. And he's saying, he really wanted to stay in a relationship with her. And she was like, I don't see you like that. And I don't blame her because no, I don't think that everything is about, I don't think that everything is about intimacy, but intimacy is important. And she wasn't getting that from him. She felt like he needed to go ahead and stay. And he decided, no, I'm not going to stay. If I can't have you, I don't want to stay. Absolutely, Sugar 48. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. He never made good on his promises, not even to himself, to try to find love. And when she told him that she was not interested in him and that she wanted a friendship, the next thing that we know, he's packing his bags and he comes in hours before he leaves to tell her that he's leaving and going back to the United States. And she was really hurt and bothered by it. And the thing that I liked it was that she got up and she said what she needed to say to him. She said it really hurt my feelings. And if you really did care about me the way that you said that you did, yeah, we know gotta be me. I just ain't there yet. We got another couple on the screen. Yeah, we got another couple on the screen. But okay. So anyway, let me turn the comments off. Let me turn them off. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, when she went in to try to talk to him, he started screaming, talking loud, being aggressive. And she was like, that's the problem. He's immature. He wants somebody to do something for him. And they flash back to a couple of scenes where even when doing laundry, he was like, I'll get somebody else to show me how to do things, just things he would not do. And I think that he's come from a life where he was very pampered. And she wants a man. And she wants someone who can communicate with her. And he was unable to do that. And so I think that we all saw that coming. Just like Dana and Brian. Like, this was atrocious. The way that he talked to her and the way that he treated her was absolutely horrible. Last episode, episode 9, he was in a pub or a bar. And the guy said, if you can't lift her, then you can't kiss her. And just her trying to even just explain to him how that made her feel, that he laughed at that, he blew it off. He's very Oh my goodness, what is the word that I want to say? We already know he's rude, he's nasty, he has no compassion or anything. He desperately needed this show. He desperately needed a matchmaker to hook him up with somebody because he doesn't have the ability to do it himself. Every time you turned around, he was ragging on this woman about her looks, about her weight, about everything. He wasn't pleased with her. The sister tried to talk him into staying in this thing. And really, she should have left a long time ago. Because, girl, this is the kind of guy that will tear your self-esteem down if you're not careful and you don't know how to like walk away from the relationship. And that's one of the things that she did not. She tried to stay in there. She continued to let him gaslight her, only for her to be, have to stand up and say, you know what, enough is enough. And when she began to try to tell him how this stuff made her feel, he became the victim. He felt like she was saying this stuff to him in order to be the victim. And really, she wasn't. She just was telling him how he made her feel when he asked her whether or not her breast was real. And he said, I just was straight up and asked her, but he didn't even realize that that was an insult. He said he asked her that because she was, had big breasts. He made comments about her hands and like everything about her he did not like. And I was like, this is unbelievable. And even when he was talking to the Erica, who was the matchmaker to put these couples together, Erica did not match one couple. Now, one of her matches was viable. Nobody was properly matched. Nobody stayed together. Like nobody. So I don't know how long she's been doing this. I don't know if maybe she, this international thing was just an utter fail in my opinion. But none of these couples stayed together. So what method did she use in order to match these people? And why didn't anybody know this guy was a jerk before they flew her all the way out to Ireland to be with him? Her visa was 90 days. She stayed there another 60. So that means within 30 days, she knew that it was time for her to get out of this relationship. And she really needed to get out of the relationship for her own sanity because he was tearing her down. Every opportunity that he got, he tore her down. You give someone a Christmas gift, and that Christmas gift is makeup remover, and then you think it's a good kiki and a caca. I could not understand why he was this way and why he was chosen, but I'm so glad that he's gone. She said that she was going to stay in Ireland for 60 days so that she could see if she could meet someone else. And she said that she did meet another guy and everything was going good at the beginning. And then it was just tragic. And Dana, I'm hoping that you are back in Montana, that you have found you another tiny home or whatever it is. I am obsessed with watching tiny home videos, by the way. So I'll be looking you up. But I'm glad that she walked away with some type of sense of self-worth because to have two failed relationships in less than 90 days, I'm sure was very hard, very taxing on her. And she deserves so much better. She really put in the fight. She put in the work to try to be with him. But honey, it just was an epic fail because this guy was just an absolute narcissist and misogynistic. And he just was just a complete asshole at the end of the day. And I'm just glad that, she's out of it. And I'm hoping that she does find her someone that she can love. Um, Yeah, I'm just hoping she finds someone she can love. Last but not least was Naim and Chandra. Of course, we know that the two of them broke up and he started dating someone by the name of Ori. And he met Ori one of those nights. I think it was the night when she disinvited him to Thanksgiving dinner with the family. Naim knew at that time that it was just time for him to get out of the relationship. But in the meantime, he met someone by the name of Ori and he started dating her. And so on New Year's Eve, that's who he was with, even though he said he was, at the gym and all of that. Of course, we know he was with Ori. And the two of them were a match made in heaven. And he was saying that, how much he liked her. The two of them went out to dinner and they started, having a serious talk about what the relationship would look like later on and, in the future. And they agreed basically on everything. And she was, a bit concerned about whether or not he was going to be able to stay with her. And he said, look, I have a job and I can find me a job where I'm working remotely and I'm getting American money and I'm willing to do what it is that I need to do. The look that the glances, the interaction, everything that they shared with one another, it was completely obvious that they were totally smitten with one another. So on one of the nights, they both went out to dinner, and he, wrote her a poem. And in that poem, after he read the poem to her, he dropped down on that knee and proposed. And she was shocked, but she said yes. He said that, see, with Chandra, you got to see, I felt like, he had cheated and, he was a dog and he hadn't learned anything. But then having seeing this episode, he really was looking for love. And he found it in her. And he said that he couldn't even imagine his life without her. Now, when we listened to, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that, oh, the wedding, when Gabrielle was talking about the wedding, she said that the wedding was on February the 4th. Well, that means that this show was shot over a year ago. And so Naeem was saying that they were going to get married early in the spring. So I'm hoping that the two of them are married since this was filmed over a year ago. But it was worth him meeting Chandra, being turned down by her, for him to actually find the love of his life. And they showed them at the end, and like they seriously getting married. So I don't take back what I said. I will amend it, do an amendment or an addendum at the end to say that despite how he reacted with Chandra, it really was meant for him to be there and to find Ori and to find that love that hopefully is going to last a lifetime. Again, y'all, I will not be covering this. If it is to come back, like, nah. The show was okay. I don't know if this was a pilot season or what, but it just did not hold me, grasp me, not the way that I thought that it would. I thought that I just was expecting something else. And I don't know what that something else was or that something else is, but this wasn't it for me. Like, this just wasn't it for me. So, this is the end of my review of Love Without Borders. Um, Thank you all so much for hanging in there, being willing to pick up yet another show. I talked to a content creator today, and they were like, God, you be doing a lot of shows. And I was like, yeah, I do. Because, I try to try 'em, especially, like if y'all ask me, Auntie, let's do this show or whatever. I do really try to accommodate y'all when I can. I do realize that it's a lot of shows. Look, some of the shows y'all ain't even gotta watch. I'll come out here and do them, right? Um, because I don't want you all to be overwhelmed with the amount of shows I am reviewing. Okay. But this one I'm not picking back up. But I am in turn picking up Seeking Brother Husband. So get ready for that, right? But again, thank you all so much for sticking in there with me to review yet another new show. Hopefully maybe somebody will pick it up next time. Oh, thank you so much, Rachel, for the $4.99 super chat. The only couple that made it was that one that wasn't matched by the expert matchmaker. Exactly. Maybe they need to get Naim to take her job, take Erica's job, since he was able to go out there and find his own. Hey, Bookie. Hey, Boo. Thank you, C. Becky. Y'all going to be pleasantly surprised. I'm going to let the cat out the bag. Starting on Monday, I think it's Monday. I will be reviewing. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you, Adela. Thank you, David. Let me see. HXX2 for the $3 super chat. Thank you. I didn't even see it. I was in another window. Thank you, David. You all will be pleasantly surprised. A lot of people don't watch this show or watch this review, so they ain't gonna know. But if you are a member of Auntie's Advice, guess what I'm going to be doing behind the membership? It may be tonight. No, it ain't gonna be tonight. It can't be tonight. It'll probably be tomorrow because I'm doing each show like behind like everything. But I am going to be reviewing 600-Pound Life. Where are they now? We are starting off with LaShanta's story. And honey, let me tell you, looking at LaShanta and that, yeah, hi, Dr. Now, we are going to get a good Kiki and a good Kaka. Yes, I did watch Where Are They Now? I watched LaShanta's show, and I cannot wait to go out and come out into the membership with you all. So that's why I said make sure you have your notifications on. We will be doing season 8. Someone alerted me the other day that it was on there, and I was like, for real? And so we will be doing LaShanta's story. So hopefully we'll be doing that on tomorrow. I've got a couple of things that I have to do during the day, so it won't be during the day. And then I know I have Love After Lockup that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I won't be doing that tonight. I don't really have the energy. I'm tired. And doing Love After Lockup take a lot of energy, but we will be out here. I'm trying to stay up. I'm going to try to stay up. It won't be tonight. It won't be tonight, so you don't have to try to stay up. It will be tomorrow, okay? You've been watching Where Are They Now? Okay, when were brother, huh? When were brother love husbands? Oh, are you saying I think you saying when is Seeking Brother Husband coming on? I think it's sometime in February. So yeah, but Dana, you don't have to stay up because it won't be tonight. You go head on to bed. I'm tired myself. I've got to catch up and do Married at First Sight, and I may do that behind the paywall. I mean, behind the scenes, so that you all don't have to stay up, okay? Because I know it is late. I'm on the East Coast, and it's 10:25 now. So, I will be, yeah, and I'll be doing 1,000-Pound Friends. I will be doing that, which is that was a tied episode too. Like some of these shows, they get me and they grab me. And I think that what's happening is that I'm not invested in these people's stories. You got to really grab me and make me be invested in these stories. And I just don't, and when I feel like I don't believe the story, I'm not as invested. Right? We know that there's a little bit of sugar added into the, with some of these shows. But when I'm not invested, I just can't do it. Right? It just makes me like, whatever. It really does. But anyway, okay, but behind the door about travel. Did y'all enjoy that? The members, did y'all enjoy talking about the travel? I have been looking at trips. Have y'all? Yeah, they not the same, Yolanda. So have y'all? Look, this video and turn this into something totally different. Did y'all enjoy the travel? Talking about the travel, being interested in the travel? I'm hoping y'all did. I don't know if these comments are. Okay, good. Oh, thank you. Gotta be me. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end this video because I do owe you all two more. I love you all to pieces. I know y'all like for me to do the comments, but I think I'm gonna do them behind the wall. I'm not interested, but I can't travel right now. I am so interested, but I can't travel right now. I truly miss traveling. That's all right. It'll come back. I love you all so much. We'll talk again soon. Dana, you go and get you some sleep. Don't you worry about it, boo, okay? Love y'all. Stay safe.